The football player you were. I can still see you playing that fullback, knocking those players out of the way. And that, I believe I could have run behind you.
Martin, I can remember when we came to summer and you were playing fullback up there, and I saw you in the weight room and watched you work out in the weight room. If you were strong enough to pick up the whole weight room. I wanted to fix it, and our running back coach didn't take it. Biggest mistake we ever made.
The Martin Houston Show with national championship winning fullback Martin Houston, giving you 1 hour of intense, hard-hitting analysis from an insider's perspective. It's time for the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports, Tide 100.9, and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Good morning. Welcome into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier on this Free for All Friday, brought to you by TJ's Pharmacy. Also, remember, we are powered by Box IK each and every day. As we get ready to kick off Friday, we have SEC spring meetings as we continue to talk about the things that the commissioner, the head coaches are talking about as we're getting ready for the 2025 season. Still a lot of talk around the playoffs and the format of things that they're wanting to change, and potentially a joining up of the Big Ten and the SEC, and how that could potentially shape college football moving forward, as well as we'll give the complete list of all of the visits as Alabama kicks off its official visit summer rain, as Courtney Morgan and crew are calling it, as well as we'll talk a little bit about Alabama baseball as they get ready to start regional play today. Can Bama make it out of their region? And hopefully somebody knocks off Vanderbilt on the way as well. Lots and lots to get to today. Over to you, Pops.
Good morning. Welcome into this Free for All Friday, powered by TJ's Pharmacy and Wellness at their new location, 303 Hargrove Road East. Go check them out, man. I'm telling you, I actually had lunch with TJ, and we're just talking about as all of these changes are happening around the world, and the situation and circumstances with food, and not food, with medicine and drugs and all that. You need to have a local source that's going to be honest with you. These big box guys, they just want to get the order in, get the order out. If things don't go right, don't go well, you're just one of a bunch. But to the local guy, you're their client, their customer, their neighbor, their friend, their child is on your team, or et cetera, to go to church with them, et cetera. So they're going to treat you right with better service, and you can definitely count on that at TJ's Pharmacy and Wellness. So remember that this is the day that the Lord has made, so let's rejoice and be glad in it. Take some time today to notice someone, love someone, serve someone, be the difference you want to see in the world today. Go out and be a game changer. X, I was just, you mentioned that about Vanderbilt being knocked off. One of two things. Mm-hmm. If Vanderbilt isn't knocked off, at least they're pushed, because they were talking about it was on replay when I was getting ready to come in, get ready for the show, the Ole Miss and Vanderbilt SEC championship game. And they talk about how the SEC tournament, being such a tough tournament, is sort of like the SEC regular season in football. You might get through it and you might win it, but you had to exert so much to get through that it impacts your postseason ability. And your pitching depth is tested because you have to pitch your best pitchers deep into the games in the SEC, and how that's in the times past. It's been a mixed bag of Vanderbilt a few years back. I think it was won the SEC tournament, but it was a long, arduous, had a couple long games. Then they got to the postseason and they were, 2 games and out. Last year, Tennessee swept through the SEC and then swept through the country. So maybe Vanderbilt had a rough SEC tournament, and maybe their pitching gets wore out in their regional as well. So, and I know, what was it, J-Rob or Tommy, I can't remember which one, said, we're Alabama, we ain't afraid to play anybody. That's right. We're not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if somebody want to get me to the championship by wearing out Vanderbilt and then I wear them out, I'm okay with that.
Hey, a little help along the way ain't never hurt nobody.
That's right.
And we can't like it ain't gonna happen in football. God rest his soul, Alex Collins from Arkansas on that 4th and 25 play against Ole Miss that might be one of my top 5 favorite plays of all time, and it has absolutely nothing to do with Alabama.
Yeah, you take Nick Saban, greatest coach ever. Don't get me wrong, because not only did he have his team in position to get there, you have to understand Nick Saban only had 2 undefeated teams. So that means the other 4 championships, for the most part, he needed help. He needed somebody to lose, or like, what was it? Who was it? Colin Kaepernick's team, Nevada, had to beat Oklahoma State, I think it was, one year. We needed about 3 things to happen that weekend, and they all did. There was several times where that happened. So,
and if you go back, you talk about that one. His most controversial one is his first one at LSU. Because remember that was a split. USC won the AP poll.
That's right. Yeah. And then we got the chance to replay LSU. Yeah, I mean, so one.
Oklahoma State losing, I think it was Iowa State, and somebody else lost a big one. That was the 2011 one, just to get us a chance to repeat. 2012, somebody lost again. After we lost to Texas A&M, somebody else had to lose. So
yeah, it's just some crazy stuff. So we'll take some help if y'all want to make Vanderbilt play, 3 or 4 tough games. Y'all go right ahead, make their pitchers have to throw a lot of pitches, foul the ball off, long innings, take balls. We'll take it. Wear their arms out, and then we can come in and of course, Alabama, you need to take care of your business as well. Maybe a moot point if you don't go down to Southern Miss and take care of business. But hey, listen, if you're just now jumping in, it is a free-for-all Friday with Martin and Xavier. We're powered by Box Hockey every day, but it's the free-for-all Friday powered by TJ's Pharmacy and Wellness. The Empowerment Strategy Solution Hotline is open for business. So give us a call, 205-342-9904, 205-342-9904. You can get in on the conversation, or all of those of you who join us on the live stream, go ahead and put your thoughts, comments, reactions, your questions in there. And we'll talk about it. We're going to be reviewing some of the SEC conversation that we didn't get to. Of course, big weekend coming up. X, I sent you a graphic last night powered by 247 Sports that showed the list of recruits, a pretty impressive list. And speaking of that, Let's get Pat in. Pat, you're in with Martin and Xavier on the Empowerment Strategy Solution Hotline. What's on your mind, sir?
Good morning. Hey, remember this, guys. If your pharmacist does not wear an Alabama shirt, you don't want him. TJ is now in walking distance of my house on Hargrove Road. How about that?
Oh, man, poor TJ. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's awesome for you, Pat. I did not realize that. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. All right, yeah. But anyway, this weekend's going to be fabulous for Alabama. It's not going to be on with X. There's nobody's going to sign up this weekend, but I think we're going to make inroads this weekend that by August the 1st, we're going to be I'm going to say we're going to be in the top 3 in recruiting by August 1st. That, X, you not agree with that?
I think it's a very good possibility when you look at who's on the board, who's trending in the right direction, and who's being crystal balled.
Yeah, yesterday, Touchdown Alabama talked about that it's a very good that they feel like that my Omaha quarterback will have 2 crystal balls to Alabama senior.
He snuck his way onto the visitors list. I know he was talking about it, but he got it. He got in for the visit this weekend. So,
that's what I'm saying. And what's very important though is that we get some linebackers out of that this weekend. That we've got several that are going to be coming in, and that we lose a lot of linebackers, and I'm just looking forward to things going well. But but guys, will we be are we gonna go to 16 next year, or because I like the straight deal as far as the first 4 and stuff goes being taken off the numbers, but the rest of them being and everybody being seated by the way the final poll is. What do y'all think?
I hadn't thought about it.
But I mean, X, that's what we started the conversation with Kiffin. What Pat's saying is Kiffin's saying that you just take the top 16 teams. I mean, that to me that makes sense. If you're not in the top 16 and you're a conference champion, what does that say about your conference?
Yeah.
I don't think there would be and to me if you're a conference, if you go into the conference championship and your team still keeps the conference championship and you're a top 16 team and you get beat by a number 20 team, then you just switch spots. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think you do have to put champions in because you can never say, let's say the SEC has 8 juggernaut teams, meaning like the top half is all legit and they all play each other and they all beat each other up. Well, that's going to hurt.
That's what I'm talking about, Martin Houston. That's going
to hurt the ranking. So you have to put a champion in, but in my opinion, but I don't know. It's to me the problem isn't with the rankings. The problem is when they do the rankings.
Well, and if you're not,
like in basketball, we don't care what the rankings is in the top 25 at the end of the season.
Right.
You don't care because you know that the team that they're going to go into the meeting room and then they're going to put what they view as the top 64 teams and seed them up. That's why Alabama can get beat in the tournament, in a postseason tournament, and still be ranked. But nobody goes, well, they were ranked below them at the end of the season. They don't care about that, and that's the problem. Is that if you never saw the rankings last year, you wouldn't know that Alabama was below SMU the last week of the season.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if it didn't matter, we got to get to break that. But
but hey, real quick, last thing is that if we don't have it where the regular season means something by strength of schedule, then hey, it's everything's irrelevant. Doesn't matter. You know, you got to strength of schedule. Who you play's got to mean something.
It does up until it doesn't.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah. Hey, guys, have a blessed weekend.
By the way, go tell CTJ and tell him that we had a good conversation about it. Have a good one, Pat.
All right. Bye-bye.
Right. Bye. Move back on the other side to keep the conversation rolling. Once again, we invite you to get in on it, 205-342-9904. There's a spot open for you, or you can post your thoughts, your comments, your reactions in on the chat. Do you have a preference? Question of the day, just ask, would you rather have the top teams ranked and whoever those top 16 teams are get in, or would you rather have guaranteed slots 1 through 4 for the SEC, 1 through 4 for the Big Ten, and then the other 8 be split amongst the rest of the country? That's what the SEC and Big Ten is pushing for. What's your thoughts? We'll let you sound off right here on the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier on this Free Call Friday, followed by TJ's Pharmacy and Wellness.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. We move at posted speed on this TGIF starting out. Looking good on 43 as you travel north or make that southbound onto McFarland Boulevard. That's just intersection stop and go. And Lurleen Wallace at posted speed there between 5th Street and McFarland and 2059 inside the construction zone. All green for go from 359 to Joe Malisham. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, I'm Tammy Thomas.
This report is sponsored by Stand Up to Cancer.
Just announced 0% for up to 60 months on all 2025 Nissan Rogue SUVs and the 2025 Nissan Pathfinders. Wow. Don't wait. Just shop now. Townsend Nissan today.
Joe Buck and John Smoltz welcoming you back to the City Center Convenience Mart. Uh-oh. She's looking at the cigarettes, but she just grabs the gum off the counter. Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer. Go to takeahealthystand.org.
Get Memorial Day savings now at the Home Depot with free delivery and up to 40% off, plus up to an extra $450 off select appliances like Whirlpool. Store dinners and keep your coolers iced for sports practice with the large storage and ice capacity of a Whirlpool refrigerator from the Home Depot. Celebrate Memorial Day with savings on select appliances right now at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid May 15th through June 4th. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Did you know that 90% of the lawyers you see or hear advertised aren't even in Alabama?
Just think about that. I used this guy, Stephen Mesrano, twice because he did what no other lawyers could do. He won for me, and he can win for you. Mez wins.
Thanks, guys. I'm attorney Stephen Mesrano, and I win. Call me, 205-800-8000, and let me fight for you. And when you call, you'll actually talk to me. 205-800-8000. I've got this.
No representations made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Hey, I'm Martin Houston, and I want to tell you about exciting news happening at Box Eye Care. They've moved to their new location, bringing you a brand new lab, stylish new frames, and a fresh look just for you. Enjoy their expanded frame inventory, competitive prices, and faster service, all with the same great level of service you've come to know and trust. Discover this full-service eye care at Box Eye Care's new location. With their in-house lab, they offer unbeatable value and one of the largest frame collections in town. Schedule your eye exam today and walk out with new glasses in less than an hour in most cases. Visit boxeyecare.com. That's boxeyecare.com, or call 205-342-0660. That's 205-342-0660. Visit them at 5003 Oscar Baxter Drive. That's Box Eye Care. Your vision, our priority.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A few showers and thunderstorms around this morning, then becoming partly sunny this afternoon. The high 78. Clear tonight, the low 57. Tomorrow and Sunday, rain-free weather for the weekend. The sky's sunny both days, highs between 80 and 83. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 68 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
The sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team. The Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier on this Free-for-All Friday. Question of the day is, would you rather see top 16 or guaranteed bids get into the playoffs? X. It's me, Marvin, says, perfect morning, probably top 16. In theory, the top 16 are the best teams in the land. Guaranteed spots are not always equivalent of good teams and games. Which one do you think the SEC gets the most teams in with?
Depending on the year, it could be top 16.
Has there ever been a time where there were less than, in the last 20 years, that there wasn't 4 teams in the top 20? I mean, the top 16?
Probably not.
I mean, it's interesting that they don't do that, because last year, how many would it half of the field would have been SEC?
So who got in? Georgia, Tennessee. Then you would have had Alabama,
Georgia, Tennessee,
and Texas. Then you would have had Alabama, South Carolina, Ole Miss, and LSU.
I'm not sure about LSU, but it'd been 6. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess guaranteed bids make you sleep a little easier, but because the rankings could also be manipulated throughout the year. So, but then the polls would matter, though, X. You know what I mean? Like, if you took the top 16 teams, then watching the college football playoff polls actually matter. But when you're watching the polls, how can Alabama and South Carolina and then Clemson gets in because they were number 6? Was Clemson number 16 last year?
Yep.
So they would have made it anyway, right? They just would have had to play number 1. But if you do that, does that completely nullify championship weekend? Because a loss could kick you out of the top 16. If you
Don't
punish
be on the back. Better not be at the bottom.
If you punish teams, well, but that's the case for Alabama. Then Alabama shouldn't be at the bottom, based on what you just said. We're trying to get Alabama in because they were the 12th best team in the country last year, or 11th best team. No, what were they? 12 or 11?
On the final poll, we were 11.
And so,
but in the 16-team format, Bama's in.
Yeah. Unless we're fighting for them to get in at the 16th team. To your point, though, that would be.
Yeah, but that within the same breath is if we're 16 and in the SEC championship game, the chances of being number 16 and in the SEC championship game is slim.
That's true. But what do you think about them talking about the changing the weekend? I don't know how they would do it as a play-in. That would be interesting because that would be adding. I'm assuming they would add another game. I don't know how they would do that. Like, do you have your top two teams? They have the automatic bid, okay? And but who's going to be the champion, right? So, with the team with Georgia have been the SEC champion outright last year because they beat Texas in the regular season. So let's talk through that. So say last year, if you had 4 automatic bids, because that's what they're pushing for next year, 4 automatic bids in a 16-team playoff with the possibility of having the play-in round the last weekend. So 1 and 2 would be in. Georgia would have been last year's SEC champion. The way they used to do it was the team with the best record got in. And if there's a tie, then you had multiple champions. In 89, it was a 3-way tie for SEC champion. It was us, Auburn, and Tennessee. All won the SEC in 89. And we were 10-1 and number 2 in the country going into the last week of the season and got beat by Auburn, who had lost like 3 games. So, but only one of them was an SEC. Yeah. But then this would be interesting because that means that you would have had who else? Tennessee, Alabama, South Carolina, and Ole Miss played the last weekend of the season, the championship weekend. And the winner of those 2 games would get the 3rd and 4th spot. I like it. The champion gets
it. Adds another level.
Huh?
It adds another level of intensity to the season.
Well, the champions get a bye. Georgia may not lose their quarterback, technically, I guess, right? Because they're resting and getting ready. Who would have played? It would have been Tennessee and who was ranked higher, Ole Miss or South Carolina? I think it was Ole Miss. I mean, South Carolina. South Carolina. So Tennessee and Ole Miss would have played now.
No, Ole Miss.
Ole Miss was ranked higher?
They were 14. South Carolina was 15.
Yeah, so it would have been Tennessee and South Carolina. Alabama. Ooh. Alabama and Ole Miss. All right. that would be a fun weekend.
It would.
Yeah, and then the winner of those 2 games would be the 3rd. I'm assuming that's how they want to do it. I haven't heard all the details of it, but that would make sense to me. You like that?
I do.
Yeah. So anyway, all right, man. Toss it back to you.
Yeah. To wrap it up before we get to break, I just think this. Last question on this. When does the 16-team playoff go into effect, you think? Because it's coming.
If it happens, it's next year. The 12-team playoff was only a 2-year window. So next year will either be a repeat. This season ends the current format. Which tells you that they had full intentions of probably going to something different some version. It'll be interesting to see if any other major changes come. But it seems if you're the other conferences, would you not want to go to 16 teams?
I think so.
I mean,
I would.
Because reality of it is, in the 12 team, the SEC was an Alabama fumble against, when I say fumble, a debacle or whatever you want to call it, against Oklahoma, and they got 4 of the 12. Yeah. I mean, literally, if Alabama could hold water, hold serve against Oklahoma, then Alabama's in. There's not even an argument that the SEC got 14.
If Alabama wins any of the 3 games that we lost, if we beat Vandy, we're in. If we beat Tennessee, we're in. You know, if Alabama was 10-2 at the end of the regular season, they're in the playoffs.
Yep. So if I'm the rest of the conference, and the Big Ten got 4 in, right? Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State, and Indiana.
Yeah.
So and so if I'm the rest of the country, I'm fighting for 16.
7 of the 12 teams.
Huh?
7 of the 12 teams. 7 of the 12 teams. So, I definitely think it's so. Man, we're gonna get the break. When we come back on the other side, excuse me, we'll actually dig a little deeper into the recruiting because I didn't have the full list. You sent the full list, and I think it is an insane list for Alabama on this first weekend of the summer rank. We'll be back on the other side with the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. We move at posted speed on this TGIF starting out. Looking good on 43 as you travel north or make that southbound onto McFarland Boulevard. That's just intersection stop and go. And Lurleen Wallace at posted speed there between 5th Street and McFarland and 2059 inside the construction zone. All green for go from 359 to Joe Malisham. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, I'm Tammy Thomas.
365, 24/7. You'll find road and utility crews, tow truck, law enforcement, and first responders working along Alabama's roadway.
We're making improvements and helping our communities stay connected.
We're working hard to make sure you're safe on the road. Now we need your help to make sure we're safe too.
Alabama's move over law requires you to move over a lane when you see flashing lights on the roadside. And if you can't safely move over, please slow down.
Visit drivesafealabama.org, brought to you by the Alabama Department of Transportation, Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up Oscar.
Houston Hydrosteam. That's Houston Hydrosteam. Quality work you can stand on. Whether you're looking for carpet and upholstery cleaning, oriental rug cleaning, residential or commercial water damage, and a whole lot more, you need to call Houston Hydrosteam at 205-553-9460, 553-9460, or visit them online at HoustonHydrosteam.com. And once again, Houston Hydrosteam is quality work you can stand on.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
Just on You're the other white meat.
RJ, how can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it.
I realized I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Saturday, August 16th, Pearl River Resort Silver Star Convention Center. Tickets on sale now at PearlRiverResort.com.
Got timberland in West Alabama or East Mississippi? North River Timber Company has you covered. Since 2011, Courtney White, a registered forester, along with his expert team, have been managing timberland and harvesting timber across 4 West Alabama counties. They offer comprehensive timber management plans, reforestation services, and appraisals. Courtney White says timber is like money in the bank. Don't let your investment go unrealized. Call North River Timber Company today. Email them at northrivertimberco@gmail.com or call 205-242-5127.
Townsend Nissan will wow you with offers like this: up to $4,000 in rebates or 0% for up to 60 months on the all-new 2025 Pathfinder V6 SUVs. We have over 25 in stock. Oh, you want more? Up to $6,000 in rebates on the 2025 V6 Frontiers. And yes, Townsend Nissan has over 20 in stock and ready to roll. And yes, all models are tariff-free. We have 5 models that are under $30,000: Altima, Sentra, Rogue, Versa, and the hot new 2025 Kicks. Shop Townsend Nissan.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A few showers and thunderstorms around this morning, then becoming partly sunny this afternoon. The high 78. Clear tonight, the low 57. Tomorrow and Sunday, rain-free weather for the weekend. The sky's sunny both days. Highs between 80 and 83. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 68 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Interact with the Martin Houston Show by calling us at 205-342-9904 or tuning into the Martin Houston Show on Facebook.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. As we get ready to continue this conversation, we have Alabama's official visitors for this weekend and one unofficial. And of course, a lot of big names on this list. Jet Washington, 5-star safety out of Bishop Gorman High School, the nephew of the late, great Kobe Bryant. Now you can see he got his uncle's height. He's standing at 6'5", play safety. I was gonna say he could grow into a linebacker, but then you got guys like Kyle Hamilton at 6'4" playing safety for the Ravens. So, man, watching him working in the middle of a defense is a scary thing for opposing offenses. So hopefully Bama can land him. Kenny Darby, our receiver. What's up?
Yeah, the question though for Jet is he through growing? I mean,
yeah,
he could end up 6'7", 6'8". I mean, because technically he hadn't even started his senior year yet, and he's standing at 6'5". So, and standing beside Coach there, he looks like he's a legit 6'4" and a half, 6'5". So, yeah,
right. Yeah, no, he's a giant on the football field. Then you have Kenny Darby, wide receiver from LSU. I've seen some reports that he's related to Kenny Darby. I hadn't seen anything to confirm that yet, but I think that'd be pretty interesting if he is. He's currently committed to LSU, but he's the one that said, hey, they've got Keelan Russell. So keep an eye out for him. Of course, the linebackers, Braden Rouse and Sear Johnson. I saw some video of Rouse yesterday, Dad, after the show. Like I said, he plays offense. He had 25 catches, almost 400 yards, 8 touchdowns, and it was him playing wide receiver. Dude is an athlete. The way he can jump out the gym to be playing linebacker. Sincere Johnson, inside guys, 225 already going into his senior year. Ethan Feaster, Booby Feaster, for those who don't know, out of DeSoto, Texas, wide receiver. I think Bama ends up signing 2 receivers. We've been crystal ball and trending in the right direction for Sedarian Morgan, the 6'5" wide receiver out of Huntsville. So I think we land one of these 2 guys outside of Morgan. And then, of course, Kevin Ford Jr., Duncanville High School, same high school as Keelan Russell. Really explosive edge. He's been a big name since his sophomore year, so interesting to see if Bama can pull him out of the state of Texas. Then Nolan Wilson, who we talked about yesterday. Both of these guys are more Ford and Wilson more wolves with their length and their frames right now. Titan Davis at 262, 6'4", in my opinion, will probably lean more towards a bandit because they'll probably put some size on him once he gets to college. Malik Lee, who is high school teammate, or Malachi Lee, who's teammate of Nolan Wilson at Picayune High School in Picayune, Mississippi. 6'6", 325. Played at IMG as a junior, transferred back home for his senior year. And then, of course, Jet Kamala, the guy that Pat's been talking about a lot out of Omaha, Nebraska, who's a commit to Iowa State. This is an unofficial visit for him. 6'5", 210 pounds, has a rocket of an arm. He's a basketball player as well, so he's got a good bit of athleticism. Seen some basketball clips from him. So this is the big first weekend of Alabama's summer reign. REIGN, summer reign.
Yeah, it's interesting. I laughed the other day and said that was everybody naming their kids Jalen? Is it now Jet, the new what? It's me, Marvin, and Blind Squirrel Sport talking about they both like that name. Now that would be those names would be even cooler if they were on like a wide receiver or a running back, right? Jet.
Right.
But anyway, a powerful list, and Coach, Morgan, I call him Coach GM Morgan, and this staff, man, they're hitting the ground running. Of these guys, does Alabama get a surprise commitment from any of these guys coming out of this weekend?
Oh man, that would be really interesting to see. When you look at this list, Jet Washington is the guy that I know Bama has been up 100% in on, 100% going after. So I would lean Jet Washington to be the guy, but one of these other guys could pop up and surprise. Oh yeah, it's me, Martin Harrison's younger brother, Junior. Yeah, that is his name. But Jet Harrison. So there's your wide receiver with the name Jet. But I think Jet Washington would be the guy to land this weekend. He had a great relationship with the previous staff and has been really building his relationship with this staff as well.
What does a guy like Jet Washington do for Womack in his defense? Because literally the only position he technically couldn't play would be like D-line, and when they need a big run stopper in the bandit position. He could play everything else.
Yeah, with his athleticism and his size, definitely. When I look at him, I think the safety spots, the high safety and the husky position, he can fill either one of those seamlessly. Because at the husky position, that's going to be your guy that's playing closer down to the box and things of that nature. So he has the size. He'll be as big, most likely, as any of our linebackers, really. And then when you look at his length and his athleticism, playing over the top, there's not going to be many guys that can get away from him.
How much does he already weigh?
I think he's already 200 plus.
Right. So he already had he has the frame of our first round linebacker. He just don't have the weight. Jahad Campbell. He's 2.5. If
he's a legit 6'5", he's 2.5 inches taller.
Right. So you look at that and go, it's 3rd down and 15. It's 3rd down and 10. I mean, here's prediction X. Prediction. Womack is going to have a defense in 2 years. You heard it here first. In 2 years, you know where I'm going, don't you? The inside linebacker is going to be DeJohn Lee and Jet Washington. I mean, in an obvious passing situation, those two guys, they could literally, based on their size, if Jet, he has to beef up. DeJohn Lee looks like a full-grown man already, but he'll get stronger as well. I mean that, and now try to run. I mean, obvious pass situation.
Both of them
run stopping.
Both of them could easily be 215 plus and still playing their natural position.
That dude could play 225 at 6'5" and be okay. I mean, you have to understand, Xavier, you're probably not old enough to remember Atwater.
I remember him at the end of his career just slightly. But the big monster safety for my generation was the late Sean Taylor.
Yeah. And Sean Taylor Sean Taylor would win the Heisman. I mean, he would play. I mean, he would be a 3rd down. He'd be the linebacker. I mean, it's physical inside. I'm not.
And in today's game, it is Kyle Hamilton, 6'4", 220 pounds, playing safety. But the way Baltimore uses him, he's in the box. He's deep high. And he does it all in the back end of that defense for Baltimore, and his size and athleticism gives him the versatility of it.
All right. Well, looking forward to a big weekend. Maybe Alabama, because I can tell you, I came in with no intentions to commit. I left Tuscaloosa a Crimson Tider. And they didn't have all the goodies and stuff that they have today to entice you. All they had to do was give me a jersey. All they had to do was give me 3-5. Other side. All they do is give me 3-5. Yeah, I'm in. So, but no, now it takes a little bit more, but I think they have the more to get these kids to commit. We'll be back on the other side to put the finishing touches on this edition of the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier on this Free For All Friday, powered by Box Eye Care and TJ Pharmacy and Wellness.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. We are TGIF light on this morning. Moving about McFarland, make that northbound lane of Lurleen Wallace onto McFarland. Now you are going to slow down just a touch. That's intersection slow goes. And we're good to go on 2059, continuing to cruise smooth from McFarland to Joe Malisham, even inside the construction zones. You're not slowing down. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, I'm Tammy Thomas.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
Just announced 0% for up to 60 months on all 2025 Nissan Rogue SUVs and the 2025 Nissan Pathfinders. Wow. Don't wait. Just shop now. Townsend Nissan today.
Every day, a child in poverty waits for a sponsor is another day of hopelessness. There are thousands of kids who've been waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Just text the word radio to 83393.
365 24/7. You'll find road and utility crews, tow truck, law enforcement, and first responders working along Alabama's roadway.
We're making improvements and helping our communities stay connected.
We're working hard to make sure you're safe on the road. Now we need your help to make sure we're safe too.
Alabama's move over law requires you to move over a lane when you see flashing lights on the roadside. And if you can't safely move over, please slow down.
Visit drive DriveSafeAlabama.org. Brought to you by the Alabama Department of Transportation, Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Are you receiving unemployment? Your benefits could be at risk. Here's how you can protect yourself and your benefits. Never respond to mail notifying you of a false claim in your name. Never answer a text message asking you to verify your account. And only respond to official Alabama Department of Labor's social media pages. Report fraud at labor.alabama.gov/fraud. Brought to you by the Alabama Department of Labor, ABA, and the station. The Alabama Department of Labor is an equal opportunity employer program. Auxiliary aids and services available upon request to individuals with disabilities. Dial 711 for TTY accessibility.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Alabama Army National Guard. Aired by the Alabama Broadcasters Association and this station.
It happens more than you think. A customer wants, needs the goods and services your business offers. No matter how hard they try, they can't find you. But they find your competitor right there at the top of the results page.
And even if they do find your website, when they click, it's like a ghost town.
Hello?
Outdated, not compelling, and perhaps worse, it has information that's not accurate.
Y2K? But how do you fix that? At Town Square Interactive, we have the tools to help you maximize your online presence. Just go to mylocalcustomers.com and start by getting a free local customer analysis.
This online tool will show you just how many customers in your area you could be reaching. To get in front of those customers, we will build a premium website for your business.
One that shows up well in web searches and converts website clicks into phone calls, appointments, and foot traffic.
It's simple, it's fast, and it's affordable. Go to mylocalcustomers.com and get started by getting your free local customer analysis today.
Into Tide 100.9 for more of the Martin Houston Show with Martin Houston and X's and O's Sports, Xavier Houston.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. As we get ready to put the finishing touches on this Friday edition. Hey, I've noticed something really interesting, and it's something that you're starting to see more and more of, but I think I've never seen it more from an Alabama team this offseason. All of these guys that have off-season training coaches and programs, you see Ryan Williams and Isaiah Horton working with the same guy. Richard Young working with a guy that works with several Division I players. One of Auburn's running backs, Amari Alston, works out with them. We know Ty goes home and works with his dad a lot. James Smith and Quay Roos all working together with former Auburn defensive lineman Marlon Davis that went to the same high school. What are your thoughts on the individualized training programs that college players are seeming to have more of? It's something that you've seen at the pro level for a while, but now it's infiltrating college more.
Well, I mean, those guys cost money. So the natural offshoot would be if I have money to pay, then I can hire more. And it's not just the guys who either were having someone pay for them before or cheating or agents. Now, any player that's making money, it's an investment. I mean, whether you like LeBron James or hate LeBron James, whether you like Tom Brady or hate Tom Brady, those two guys have shown that if you invest in training and invest in your body, your inventory, your body is your inventory. It's no different than Amazon at, making sure they have all the supplies that people need when they come to them. The better I take care of my inventory, my body as a young guy, the longer I'll be able to utilize that inventory. And so it's just a natural offshoot of players getting paid at the college level and now being able to afford this type of training and coaching. It's been happening. It's just you didn't have as many people that could access the big time coaches.
Yeah, it's funny you brought up the fact of doing it while you're young, and the longer that your body can use it is just a tidbit. Michael Floyd, who played at Notre Dame, went to the Cardinals after being drafted. He talks about the difference between him and Larry Fitzgerald. He said, when I first got here, I saw Larry had a chef and had all these things going on. And he said, because I was young, I thought I had time. That I thought I could wait until later. And he said that's the difference in the length of career that I played versus the length of the career that Larry Fitzgerald played. So I think that ties directly into what you were saying about do it while you're young, maximize your body now, take care of your body now, and it'll benefit you later down the road. And that's athletically and just personally.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. Hey, and I'm glad to see that the Alabama guys are getting in on it. And Alabama has some of the best, strength and conditioning from a scientific standpoint with Ballou and his staff as well. The question Alabama has to address is, can they get more physically tough? Can we get that sting back of being a physically imposing team? You don't have to be bigger than everybody to be physical. I mean, you just have to have that want to and that initiative. And I know Cochran inspired some of that through his rah-rah, different personalities, but we need some of that back. We need the people to know that in the fourth quarter, Alabama is going to still be bringing it. You have to play four quarters. Hopefully we'll get a little bit of that back with the athletic and the stretching and the newness of today's football. We can get a little bit of that real quick, and we'll talk, I'm sure, more about it. But which coach you think is going to be in the EA Sports game? They're going to have 300 coaches, only 134. Does Alabama have enough clout to get both of their coordinators, or will one of them?
Well, I think it's up to them, because from what I've seen, with the there are two head coaches that will not be in the game. Can you figure out who those two are?
Nope.
Bill Belichick. Well, he was never in any of the Madden games and prime time. Deion Sanders is not in the game.
He said no?
He said no, I'm guessing.
Interesting. Well, who in Alabama is going to be there? If it's only one, which one gets it? Grubb or?
Well, I think it's going to – I don't know, but I feel like most of these schools have both of their coaches in there. And it's over 300 coaches. There's 136 programs, D1 programs. So I think we might get both of them.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I think if it's just one, it's going to be Grubb, because they have a little thing in there where you can the coaches can change schools if they get a new job.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Grubb will leave from Alabama to go somewhere else in the next year or so. Anyway, hey, that's Xavier Houston. I'm Martin Houston. That's Chase Brumfield. Thanks to all the guys and gals that tune in with us on the radio and on the live stream. We'll be back Monday, same bat time, same bat channel. Join us at Harvest Church for this week as we talk about rekindling the fire at 10 a.m., Bible study time at 9 a.m., worshiping the word at 10. We'd love to have you. Roll Tide, everybody. And remember this, trust in the Lord always, lean not your own understanding, and all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Roll Tide.
It's a celebration.
Thank you for listening to the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app. WTB